Hello, friends. This is David Vos. It is May 9th, 2014. It's good to see y'all here today. Today I've got a very important subject to talk to you about. A very controversial subject, and I'm afraid that many of you will not be able to tolerate this video. We'll probably watch a few seconds to a few minutes and then just click off. I would encourage all of you to watch this video all the way through, even if you find it repugnant, and you determine that it's not true from the moment you begin to hear what I have to say. I want you to think about quite a few different things. But let me just start off by telling you, this is very important to everybody that's listening. If not, because it is going to affect you right now, today, or is affecting you right now. But if it isn't, then it's probably affecting one of your family members, somebody very close to you, and will probably affect you more than, almost definitely will affect you very shortly. It's something that you've got to stop and think about and come to grips with, and you need to really know the facts. And you're not going to know or understand the truth about this subject, and what we're talking about is health, and the medical system, the doctors, and the health system that we have in America that's been going on for hundreds of years. But you're not going to be able to find the truth about this subject anywhere. Almost anywhere. You'll find a piece of the truth on someone's blog or in some conversation over coffee with your friends. Bits and pieces of the truth sometimes come out. But this conspiracy is probably one of the worst, most disgusting, wicked conspiracies there has ever been brought to the world. Now, of course, it's just part of an entire conspiracy that we've talked about on the videos and prior to this. It's just a small portion of the great conspiracy. But friends, the conspiracy is that human beings believe that when you go to the doctor, that doctor has your best health in mind. That you believe that that doctor knows, because he's been to school, and so you believe that he knows how to keep your body healthy. And you believe that he knows how to cure you. And if he cannot cure you, then no one can, because he's a doctor. And his colleagues will review your information, they will tell you what's wrong, and if there is a way that you can be cured or healed or anything alleviated in your situation, they will be able to do the best. There's nowhere else to go. This is the conspiracy. I want you to think about this before I get into the details of why this whole situation is so awful. But let me just go about it this way for a moment. Most of you realize that if a company has something that they can sell you that can make them billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars, and they discover that this product that they're giving you isn't really good for you, they're going to do everything they can to hide that. Now, why would that be? Because they're making a lot of money. It's not just one person, it's a corporation. If one person in that corporation decides that this isn't a good idea, he just leaves the corporation, but the corporation still sells you the product. Anybody who absolutely finds out any information about this drug or this product that they're trying to sell you, and they find out that it's not good for you or that it's killing people, the only way that they're going to be able to take that off the market is if somebody, like a lawyer, gets involved and starts to sue them. And then they take it off the market. Sometimes they start using it for other things, or they will just make another pill, almost exactly like it, call it another name, and the FDA or whatever it is approves it, and they go at it again because they're paid off. They'll have lobbyists in Congress. The pharmaceutical companies are making a lot of money. So why would you trust people who give you something that obviously isn't curing anyone, and then they're making gobs of money off all of this? When you watch these commercials, all of you are aware of this, and yet your mind just goes right in your mind and then right out your ear, and it's gone. It's like you're not hearing it. But they tell you, they got little kids running around playing with grandpa, and their big smiles and swing sets and daffodils, and they're fishing or something, and he's talking about taking these pills and how wonderful it is. They're actors. I'll never forget the time that I saw this old man talking about how he had gone through some disease and almost died, and this pill had saved his life. It was a commercial. And then, a few days later, I saw another commercial about Geico. And that same guy that claimed to have some terrible disease that this pill cured was the same guy that was advertising Geico, that you could save 15% in 15 minutes or whatever. And then I began to, and then I realized that this guy was just lying, that there was no guy that never had any disease, and he never was cured. And the government lets these commercials go forth, and they're total and absolute lies. So keep that in mind. The commercials are just fraudulent. 2, they're designed to look happy and funny and everything's going on and children and fluffy kittens and all of this. 4, at the end of the commercial, well, about a third of the way through, 2/3 of the commercial is just this guy talking really, really fast. And this causes this and that and the other thing, and, you know, swelling of the brain and lymph nodes falling off, and he's going on telling you all these things that this pill is going to do. And then he says, man, don't ever take this pill unless you ask your doctor. And if you've got this disease or that, or could kill your liver, or it could do this, then just think about what they're saying. And think about all the money they're making. And then think about the fact that a few minutes after that commercial is over, you sit and watch this commercial. Another commercial comes on with a lawyer, and he says that, have you taken this pill? Have you taken these drugs, these medications? We're going to sue these people because it's killing everybody. Sign up. Call this number, 1-800-KILL 'em, you know? Now, as long as these commercials have been going on about these pharmaceutical drugs, that's how long these other commercials have been going on, the ones where they're suing them. And every time one of these pills comes out, it just takes a few months, a bunch of people die, and they have to take them down. And then they start over with another pill. That's why if you look back, you'll see all these pills that they've come and gone, have been rejected, have killed people, and then they move on to another. It's not ever on the news. They don't ever say, oh, well, this pill that these pharmaceutical companies were selling that they claimed to do all this stuff is killing people, and today they had to take it down. They never tell you that. It's never on the 6 o'clock news. And I wonder why. They own the 6 o'clock news. They own the government. They have all the money. Go to any city. Drive down any town, largest town, city, or mega city, anywhere. Look at the downtown area of the city, the largeness of the buildings. And then go a couple of miles over across town and look at the size of all of the hospitals. Usually, in every city, the hospital complex is almost as big as the entire city. And if you include all the dentist offices and clinics and everything across town, and doctor's offices, and put them all in that one area, it would be larger than the downtown area of your city. They're making a lot of money. Usually the downtown area of your city is the bank, the insurance companies. You know, MetLife, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. They're the ones financing the whole thing. So they got the whole town. Most of your cities now are just hospitals, lawyers, courthouses, doctors' offices, state departments, social services, banks, insurance companies. All this bureaucracy and rat race. And then where do you go shopping? Walmart. That's it. Everything is there, and that's where you go shopping. You got one every so often, and gas stations to fill up, and that's it. The rest of the city is 7-Elevens and dollar stores and Walmarts. That's it. Maybe a couple of Lowe's for hardware. But most of your cities are just bureaucracy of doctors, clinics, hospitals, lawyers, courthouses, prisons. This is what we've come down to. It's an entire fraud. The entire government, the entire civilization, our entire social life, it's an entire fraud. You've got to be awake. You can't live. You've got to allow your mind to accept the reality that everything that you are being told is a lie. Just about everything. You turn on the television and there's a preacher and he's using the word Jesus, you know, he's probably a liar. It's just a scam to get your money. Anything on that television is probably a scam to get your money. Some company or group or society or whatever that says that they're going to, you know, help these children I saw a commercial, I've been watching it quite a bit lately. It's a commercial about these poor Jews living in Palestine who, according to this commercial, have nothing to eat. And they're asking Americans to send their money over there to Israel to help the Jews. Well, friends, last time I looked, Israel is wealthier than America. Right now, our economy is about ready to completely, we're so far in debt that we're not going to make it a few more weeks. We're done. But Israel's economy is doing fine. And the people of Israel are not starving. But in that commercial, they start playing on your little heartstrings, telling you that, about this sob story about how they don't recognize the state of Israel and the UN and all this, and the poor people can't find anything to eat. These poor peasants don't have nothing to eat. It's amazing, you know. There isn't any of these organizations that are asking for your money that are worth giving your money to. Don't give your money to anybody. When you've got a neighbor right there that could use your help, and if you've got any money left over, you can help your neighbor or your children. Or the guy along the road when you're driving to church Sunday morning and you ain't got time to stop and help this guy with his flat tire. And then there's something wrong. Friends, we've got to stop just doing what we're being told from this propaganda that's coming out of, right out of Lucifer's mouth. We've got to stop it. Okay, we're destroying our country. Sure, they're liars and they're deceiving us on the television set, but we're sitting there listening to it and believing it. We're allowing it. You look at your children, and your children, they don't know. They've grown, everything they've ever known is this. They believe in the doctors. It's your responsibility to tell your children that this is lies. It's your responsibility to not make your children afraid that they're going to die at any minute for no reason. You've got to explain to your children that all infection is fed by sugar. Sugar is not a food. It is a highly addictive drug. All these things that they put in the water, the fluoride, the chemicals, it's in all the foods, as a mother, you need to make the food at home from quality materials. You guys need to start making gardens and trying to find water that comes from the ground out of wells. And you need to start getting some fresh raw milk somewhere and some farm fresh eggs from free-range chickens in people's yards and eating healthy. Then you're not going to get sick. Because the great lie is that we just get sick, that human beings just born this way. God's creation was just flawed. And we're all got this thing called cancer inside of us. And it's not true. You won't get cancer if you eat right. If you live godly lives. That blessing is put there in the scriptures. If you do God's will, he will bless you. When we ask God for healing and we ask God for blessing, it is only conditioned on the fact that we listen to our Creator and that we obey and that we trust him and love him. Trusting him means obeying him. Okay? If we're immoral, if we're choking down, cigarettes and alcohol and chips and fried foods and all this stuff on pizzas, and then we come down with cancer or heart disease, that's the consequence of our living. We have to repent of that and then begin to eat real whole foods, raw whole foods, fruits and vegetables. The natural raw foods have certain bacteria, living bacteria, that gives us an immune system. Friends, it is an absolute lie that living naturally and godly is going to kill you. They're making millions and billions off of us. And I could go on and on and on and on this video. But I'm going to just cut it off there because I think I've made my point today. And so I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and you guys have a great day. And this is David Bose saying, till next week.